assisted by referee Lee Turnbull and referee Richard Roberts. Your starters for this afternoon, Mr. Andy Aitken and Mr. Andrew Cullen. Okay, so we are set, we are ready. Our referees will take their places and we will get things underway. Just a reminder as well, Corby, as a measure of courtesy, please cheer, encourage, scream as loud as you can when the swimmers are in the pool. But once the referee blows that whistle at the start, we must insist on silence so that our athletes can concentrate on the task in hand. So as the clock ticks over to 2 minutes to 1 o'clock, a very warm welcome to all our viewers watching via the YouTube stream. This is session 2 of the East Midlands Regional Championships on the long course stage here from Corby, East Midlands International Pool. Whether you're in the gallery with us or whether you're watching from home, we hope you have a very enjoyable afternoon. All the athletes here are ready to perform at their absolute best and will really, really appreciate your support all the way through. So just a reminder, if you are joining us for the first time, this is session 2, second heat session of the day, and then session 3, racing will commence at 4 p.m. with the finals from all 6 events that we've witnessed during these first 2 sessions. Before those finals can take place, we need to decide who are going to be the finalists from the female 200 meter freestyle, the open male 100 meter butterfly, and the female 400 meters individual medley, to go along with the finalists from the open male 400 meter freestyle, the female 100 meter backstroke, and the open male 200 meter breaststroke that we witnessed this morning. So, as we tick down, we will hand you over to our lead referee for the start of session 2. Event 104, the female 11 years and over 200 meter freestyle, heat 1. And away we go, the first of 13 heats in this 200-meter freestyle. Lane 3 belongs to Charlie Morgan Imrie of Nova Centurion. Elsie Hatton in lane 4 for Repton. And Nova's Lucia Fiore in lane number 5. Early leader in Heat 1 then is lane 4's Elsie Hatton from Repton. And coming to the midway mark of heat number 1, Elsie Hatton has established a 4 or 5 meter advantage over Lucia Fiore of Nova. Charlie Morgan Imrie hanging on there as well, as Hatton turns in a 1:12.4 at the midway mark. Continuing to stretch away, that is Hatton. Charlie Morgan Imrie trying to reel in Lucia Fiore in lane number 5. These two Nova athletes not far apart, but no doubt about the leader as she turns for the final time in heat number 1, Elsie Hatton of Repton. .30 meters remaining then for Hatton. Looks very comfortable. Nice even technique with the arms. Legs working hard as well, as is Lucia Fiore and Charlie Morgan Imrie as well. Good opening heat for event 104. And into the wall then, Repton's Elsie Hatton will take heat number 1. 2:32.37 for Hatton. Her entry time on my start sheet was a 2:35.7. Not sure if that's a converted time or not, but nevertheless, a very good swim by all 3 athletes in Heat 1. Heat 2. So our first full field of swimmers in this female 200-meter freestyle event. Lane 1, Sienna Brett of Nova alongside her teammate Olivia Tagg in lane 2. Bronte Easy of Bassetlaw in 3 alongside Elisa Giraud of Northampton in lane 4. Nova's third swimmer in heat number 2 is Effie Chapman in lane 5. Kira Parker in 6 from Derby XL. Ivy Brown of Melton Mowbray in lane 7. And lane 8 belongs to Evie Newman of Lincoln Vulcan. Have a look at the first turn then. 34.46 leads the way from Olivia Tagg in lane number 2. But a good turn in lane 4 from Elisa Giraud. Sees her now slip her way into first place in one of those 2 golden lanes in the center of the pool. Halfway mark then of heat 2, and it is Giraud from Chapman and Olivia Tagg, the 3 leaders at this stage. But the field seems now to be closing up on our leaders. Olivia Tagg going well in 2. Bronte Easy coming into contention in lane 3. Elisa Giraud and Effie Chapman 4 and 5 going hard at it, and a good swim as well from Ivy Brown out in lane number 7. Kira Parker not too far off the pace either in lane 6, so any one of these athletes from lanes 2 to lane 7 in contention at this stage. But it looks like lane number 5, Effie Chapman, will turn ahead of the field into the final turn. Chapman now goes to her legs a little bit in the final 35 meters. Chapman looks like she's going to take heat number 2, but there's a real battle going on between Olivia Tagg, Bronte Easy, and Elisa Giraud for second place. But it will be lane 5's Effie Chapman who takes heat number 2. Olivia Tagg of Nova coming through in the final 5 meters to take second. And Bronte Easy rounds off the 1, 2, 3. Heat 3. Let's have a look then at our runners and riders from heat number 3. Georgia Sullivan of Nova Centurion in lane 1, alongside Colville's Chloe Morley in 2. Millen Merritt of Melton Mowbray swims in lane 3. And lane 4 belongs to Tate Fox of Bassett Law. City of Lincoln Pentaqua's Remy Berry goes in 5, alongside Madeline Heron from Derby XL in lane 6. Evelyn Szabo in 7 for Repton, and Alexandria Thorpe-Will of Northampton is in lane 8. Already coming to the midway point then of heat number 3, and it is Tate Fox of Bassett Law with half a body length advantage over Remy Berry. Madeline Heron and Evelyn Szabo, lane 6 and 7 respectively, going very well. And Sullivan, Morley and Merritt, lanes 1, 2 and 3, battling things out between them as well. But if you glance across the pool, it's pretty much neck and neck, aside from Tate Fox in lane 4. But it does look like the field is closing on her. Could be up for a grandstand finish here in heat number 3. These 200-meter freestyle events do tend to bring a lot of excitement. If you witnessed the open male final at the GB Aquatics British Trials, Matt Richards, Duncan Scott, James Guy, Tom Dean, all battling that one out. That was a fantastic event there, and this one looks to be similar into the final 25 meters, and lane 6's Madeline Heron now pushes for the front. Heron into the final 15 meters. Remy Berry in lane number 5 trying to catch up with Tate Fox in 4, and lane 2's Chloe Morley coming through fast as well. But the 1, 2, 3 is Madeline Heron in first, Chloe Morley second, and Tate Fox in third place. A great final 50 there. Heat 4. Fourth heat then away. Ava Carter of Belper Marlin in 1, Isabel Rafferty, Bassett Law in 2. Belper Marlin's second swimmer in this heat is Isla Johnson in lane 3, with Erica Clark of the City of Leicester in lane 4. Maisie Whitehead of Worksop swims in 5, alongside Rasheen Power in lane 6 for Derby Phoenix. Grantham's Eleanor Howitt in 7, and Martha Manson of Nova Centurion in lane 8. 32.39 then for Isla Johnson down the first 50, setting the pace from lane 3. And just as in the last heat, one swimmer out in front, and the other 7 pretty much stretching across the width of the pool side by side as they hit the 100-meter mark. Martha Manson of Nova closest to the gallery in lane 8, trying to make a move as well. But still, Isla Johnson setting the standard in heat number 4. And let's see whether or not any of those chasing pack can find another gear down the final 60 meters or so. Johnson turns then 2.5 seconds ahead of her nearest rival, who is Martha Manson in lane number 8. And it does look as though heat number 4 is sewn up as far as first place is concerned, but the battle for the minor place is definitely on. Manson in 8, Power in 6, Whitehead in 5. And Isla Johnson will take heat number 4. The second place coming from Maisie Whitehead, and Rasheen Power in 3rd place, swimming for Derby Phoenix. On to heat 5. And we're underway once again. Heat 5. Remember, 13 heats in this female 200-meter freestyle. The last 3 heats are the seeded heats. Lane number 1, Philippa Cutmore of Corby, Isabel Cameron in 2 for Repton, Imogen Howard in 3 for Bassetlaw, City of Leicester in lanes 4 and 5, Philippa Bodie in 4 and Nicola Mikalska in 5, Caitlin Richmond of Nova in 6, Isabella Parsons-Loads goes in 7 for Repton, and the second Nova swimmer in heat 5 is Sean Headley in lane 8. So Isabella Parsons-Loads looks to be taking this one on down the first 100, swimming for Repton in lane number 7. Great to see so many different clubs represented here at these Swim East England East Midlands Regional Championships. And Parsons-Loads does turn first, but hot on her heels in lane 2 is Isabel Cameron, teammate from Repton. Corby's Philippa Cutmore and Bassetlaw's Imogen Howard, lanes 1 and 3, respectively, also going very well. But coming into the final turn then, at the flume end, Isabella Parsons-Loads is going to turn with a 1.5 second advantage over Philippa Cutmore. Sean Headley of Nova Centurion in lane 8 as well, giving chase, trying to stay on the coattails of Isabella Parsons-Loads, and these two are out in front at the moment. 15 meters to go then. Parsons-Loads in lane 7, Headley in lane 8, and then a plethora of swimmers in lane 1 to 5 battling it out for first spot, but it will be Isabella Parsons-Loads taking first, Sean Headley second for Nova, and Philippa Bodie of the City of Leicester third place. 2:21.06 the winning time for Parsons-Loads, and that's 3 seconds quicker than her entry time, regardless of whether that is a converted time or PB. So congratulations to Isabella. Heat 6. These 200-meter freestyle heats coming thick and fast then. And now it's the turn of Alicia Smith of Louth in lane 1, Daisy Tatlow-Turner in 2 for Chesterfield, Colville's Bethany Henson in 3, Maisie Matthews of Louth in 4, Isla Conuralp in 5 for Repton, City of Lincoln Pentaqua's Amy Palmer in lane 6, Sophie Cooksey goes in 7 for Louth, and Worksop's Lorana Green in lane 8. 31.98 then for Maisie Matthews in lane number 4. Can she sustain that pace and build on it down the final 3 laps of this Corby long course pool? But Conuralp in lane number 5 giving chase and asking the questions at the moment of the Louth swimmer in lane 4. Just a 1/10 of a second between Matthews and Conuralp. And then the rest of the field fanning out behind them in a beautiful spearhead formation. Generally speaking, I'm sure you'll all be aware of this, but our fastest swimmers for each heat do find themselves in the yellow lanes in lanes 4 and 5, and then gradually times increasing as you go to the outside lanes. 50 to go then. Matthews now hits the front, 0.4 of a second ahead of the Repton swimmer in lane 5. And Matthews looks to surge her way ahead into the final 25, but the stroke rate of Isla Conuralp has definitely increased as she pulls alongside Maisie Matthews with 10 meters to go. Going to come down to the touch between the Louth athlete and the Repton swimmer. Matthews in 4, Conuralp in 5, and it is Maisie Matthews, 2:19.96, ahead of Isla Conuralp and Bethany Henson in 3rd place. Another fantastic race in heat number 6. Heat 7. Maisie Matthews, incidentally, there in heat number 6, swimming as a 13-year-old in a field full of 14-year-old swimmers. So another great performance there by the Louth athlete in lane 4 to take heat number 6. But let's have a look at heat number 7 then. Isla O'Connor of Bassett Law in 1, Lauren Morley in 2 for Kettering. Bassett Law's Evie Lilly in lane 3 with Eleanor Aldenhoff-Kelly of Grantham in lane 4. Omelette in lane 5 for Northampton, alongside Ripley's Evelyn Connor in lane 6. Abby Tunnicliffe from Derby XL goes in 7. And Long Eaton's Livy Vickers swims in lane 8. Mr. Announcer, glance down at the pool before you read out swimmers, because as you can clearly see, we unfortunately don't have swimmers in lane 1 or lane 3. But we do have lane 7's Abby Tunnicliffe leading the way from Ornelette. Derby XL ahead of Northampton at the midway point. But the blue and white striped hat of Northampton Swimming Club's Ornelette trying to have her say down this third length of Heat 7. And Lett will turn 0.6 of a second ahead of Abby Tunnicliffe from Derby XL. Lauren Morley of Kettering going well in lane number 2 as well. But Heat 7 will be decided between Ornelette in lane 5 and Abby Tunnicliffe in lane number 7. And inside the final 10 metres, Northampton's Ornelette looks to have this one sewn up. Abby Tunnicliffe in second, and Lauren Morley will look to provisionally take third place. Heat number 8. The next set of athletes are in and underway then, led by Ella May Pryor of Corby in lane 1. Charlotte Callahan-Wetton of Nova Centurion in 2, alongside South Lincolnshire's Lily Hamilton in 3. Lane 4 is Emily Talks from Lincoln Vulcan. Northampton's Maddie Walden in 5. Kyra Winter goes in 6 for Chesterfield. Erin Ingham of Louth in lane 7. And Corby also in lane 8 with Melinda Bardenhorse. So Corby bookending this 8th heat, lanes 1 and 8, and it is Bardenhorse at this stage who finds herself leading the way from lane 8. Not a great deal between the swimmers at the midway point, but Bardenhorse trying to hold off the challenge of the Louth swimmer Erin Ingham in lane number 7. And then Lily Hamilton of South Links looking good as well out in lane number 3. Into the final 30 metres or so then we go. It's Bardenhorse in 8 from Erin Ingham in lane 7. And Ingham now seems to have hit the front and pushing to take heat number 8. Lily Hamilton still going well down in lane number 3 as well. But the battle for this one, well, I say the battle for this one, I think it is going to be between lane 3, lane 7 and lane 8. Will it be Hamilton, Ingham or Bardenhorse? It looks like Hamilton, possibly. Yes, Lily Hamilton for South Lincolnshire, 2:18.35, wow. Melinda Bardenhorse, 2:18.37, 200ths of a second separating first and second, with Erin Ingham in third place. Great race again. Heat 9. Five heats remaining, and including this one that sees Olivia Mayle of Derby Excel in lane 1, Corby's Bo Cunningham in 2, Holly Gent of City of Leicester in 3, Nova Centurion's Freya Jones in lane 4 alongside Grace Grindrod of Northampton in 5. Nova's second swimmer in heat 9 is Lily Rose Carr in lane 6. Maya Al Mohammed of Nottingham Leander goes in 7, and lane 8 belongs to M. Simpson Dawson of Repton. So not a great deal separating the athletes as they approach the midway mark. But Maya Al Mohammed of Nottingham Leander in the green hat, representing the Green Octopus from Nottinghamshire. She turns fractionally ahead of Bo Cunningham of Corby in lane number 2. And Al Mohammed in 7 and Cunningham in 2 may be able to see each other. There's 4 lanes between them, but they'll be obviously swimming their own races, knowing their own strategy. Into the final 35 metres now then, and Maya Al Mohammed of Nottingham Leander looking to turn on the power in the final 20 metres, hold off the challenge from Bo Cunningham. And going well now in lane 3 is Holly Gent. And it's going to be very close again on the wall, but it will be Maya Al Mohammed. 2:13.33 takes heat 9 from Bo Cunningham and Holly Gent. Heat number 10. Lane 1 belongs to Amy Walker of Worksop. City of Leicester's Jessica Oxley in 2. Olivia Beard in 3 for Nova. South Links Jessica O'Hurley in lane number 4 alongside Grace Wingham in 5 for Corby. Jessica Lyons of the City of Leicester swims in 6. Nova with Janet Fung in lane 7. And Phoebe Adams of Northampton is in lane 8. So coming up to the midway point then, please. We see lane number 5, Grace Wingham, who's going to turn with a 1.5-ish advantage over the next closest swimmer, Jessica Lyons in lane 6. And Grace Wingham looks to pull away now. Once again, though, the battle for the minor places is going to be very hotly fought. Adams in 8, Fung in 7. Lane number 3 is Olivia Beard. All going to be fighting hard down this final 50 metres to try and secure a top 3 spot in heat number 10. And as we come into the final 5 meters, when they hit the ropes, it is lane number 5, Grace Wingham holding off a surge from Janet Fung in lane 7, and Phoebe Adams of Northampton in lane 8 to round out 1, 2, 3. Just a reminder, please, for everybody on poolside, please can we make sure we stay behind the dark grey tiles. You must make sure that you are behind those dark grey tiles from a safety perspective. Thank you for your cooperation. Heat number 11. So this is the first of the 3 seeded heats. Lane number 1 belongs to Jennifer Walker of Bassett Law. Amelia Cheesechek of Northampton in lane 2. Elodie Piercy, Repton in 3, alongside teammate Harriet Oxley in 4. And the third Repton swimmer in this heat is Madison Emmett in lane 5. Derby Excel's Lucy Cadden goes in 6. Cara Reeder of the City of Leicester in 7. And Reeder's teammate Anna Clark swims in lane 8. So Harriet Oxley of Repton in lane 4. One of the top seeds going into these heats. 3rd fastest overall with qualification time. We'll be looking to try and book her place in the final later on this afternoon. And at the moment, Harriet Oxley is leading things out, but not having it all her own way. As Madison Emmett in lane 5. And Lucy Cadden in lane 6. Putting on the pressure. Which of these swimmers can find another gear then going into the final 50 meters? Can Oxley hold her advantage? Or will Madison Emmett or Lucy Cadden be able to close that gap on the leader? At this stage, it looks like Harriet Oxley is pretty comfortable. But Lucy Cadden in lane 6 from Derby Excel, fighting hard. Stroke rate massively increased from Cadden. But it will be Harriet Oxley from lane 4 with a time of 2:09.33 from Lucy Cadden and Madison Emmett. Heat 12. Penultimate heat then for the 200-meter freestyle for the girls. Janie Finch in 1 from the City of Leicester. Lane 2 is University of Nottingham's Katie Hammond. Shay Stewart of Nova Centurion in 3. Anna Tyers in 4 for Derby XL. Alyssa Lowe from the City of Leicester in 5. Emily Parkins in 6 for Nova. South Lincolnshire's Hannah Bruce in lane 7. And Francesca Harrison in lane 8 for the City of Leicester. So Anna Tyers then the top seed in this heat, 2nd fastest overall. Anna Tyers of Derby XL in lane number 4. Having said that, there's not a great deal between Tyres in 4 and Alyssa Lowe in lane number 5. And Alyssa Lowe in 5 definitely making that point in the pool so far. So Alyssa Lowe in lane 5 now being stalked and hunted down by Anna Tyres as they turn almost simultaneously. 0.03 of a second separating Tyres from Alyssa Lowe. Does Alyssa Lowe have anything left in the tank to try and come back down this final 25 meters? Or will Anna Tyres power away to victory in Heat 12? These two out in front. Third is going to come, by the looks of things, from lane 6, Emily Parkins of Nova Centurion. But Anna Tyres, true to form, wins heat number 12. Alyssa Lowe second and Emily Parkins in third place. The final heat is heat number 13. Adea Salako of Derby XL in 1. Jessica Cater in 2 for Nova Centurion. City of Leicester's Abby Mitchell in lane number 3, alongside Alexandra Bulat in 4 for the City of Lincoln Pentaqua. The first of 3 Repton swimmers is in lane 5, Annabelle Crease, alongside her teammate Lydia Caudle in lane 6. Lily Freeman of Northampton in 7. And the final Repton swimmer is Olivia McCall in lane 8. So top speed then is Alexandra Bulat in lane number 4 here. And Bulat going out down the first 50, the fastest of these 8 athletes. Looking very, very smooth. Here's the swimmer from the City of Lincoln Pentaqua. And almost clear water between her and her nearest rival. And clear water looks like 1.2 seconds from Abby Mitchell in lane 3. Not a great deal separating any of these 8 swimmers really, as Alexandra Bulat turns now, again, 1.2 seconds advantage over Annabelle Crease this time in lane number 5. These are the 2 fastest swimmers on paper going into this heat. And Bulat in lane 4 looks comfortable as she cruises past the 15-meter mark. She's going to take the 13th and final heat. And a good swim from lane 6's Lydia Caudle, powering through to take second place from Annabelle Crease in third from lane 5. And that concludes the 200-meter freestyle for the girls. We'll bring you the finalists in the next few minutes. Next up, we have event 105, the open male 100 meters butterfly. Heat number 1. So heat 1 underway then of this 100-meter butterfly. 15 heats to look forward to. Cole Cooper of the City of Lincoln Pentaqua in lane 1. Lane 3 belongs to Lincoln Wilson of Repton. Corby's Aidan Horn in 4. Frederick Williams in 5 for Eckington. Max Ball in lane 6, swimming for Nova Centurion. Long Eaton's Connor Furnish in lane 7. And lane 8 belongs to South Lincolnshire's Connor Boyfield. 2 lengths then, blink and you miss it type stuff in this 100-meter fly. And Lincoln Wilson in lane 3 with 25 meters to go. Trying to hold off the challenge from Aidan Horn in 4, Frederick Williams in 5, and Connor Furnish in lane 7. Can Lincoln Wilson hold off in the final 3 meters? It looks like he will. Very close for second. Aidan Horn takes second, 200ths of a second ahead of Connor Furnish in third place. A great way to start. Event 105, the 100 meters butterfly for the open male swimmers. Heat 2. So heat 2 underway then, to the roars of the crowd here at Corby. Stanley Thurlow of Lincoln Vulcan in lane 1. Oscar Venn in lane number 3 for Northampton. Nottingham Leanders, Sebastian Beecroft in 4. Mason Trainer of City of Leicester in 5. Ellis Millington goes in lane 7 for Nova Centurion. And Thomas Hilson of Grantham is lane 8. That's what we like to hear, Corby. Get behind these swimmers. I hope the atmosphere is coming through to you guys on the stream at home. That things have suddenly picked up here in heat 2 of the 100-meter butterfly, where lane 5's Mason Trainer looks very strong. Breathing every 2 is the swimmer from the City of Leicester. Barring a disaster, Mason Trainer is going to take heat number 2. And at this stage, Thomas Hilson of Grantham in lane 8 looks favourite for second place. But Mason Trainer of the City of Leicester, 1:18.17. And according to his entry time, that's significantly quicker than the time we've got down here on paper. So all being well, that is a lifetime best for him. Provisionally, of course. Heat 3. Before we read the swimmers for Heat 3, notification of disqualification. Event 104, Heat 11, lane number 3, for a technical infraction. So as we see the swimmers approaching the midway point of Heat 3, we can see Ryan Doyle of Kettering in lane number 1. Nova's Harry Callahan-Wetton in lane 2. Arlo Hems-Gilson in 3 for Repton. Charlie Bisbee in 4 from South Lincolnshire. Ripley's Flynn Clark in lane 5. And then Repton dominating lane 6, 7 and 8. Fraser Manley in 6. Ayrton Porter in 7. And Oliver Smith in lane number 8. And with 25 meters to go then, it's Arlo Gilson, one of 4 Repton swimmers in this third heat. Beautiful flexibility, undulation from Gilson in lane number 3, gliding his way through the water to an easy victory in Heat 3, 1:15.4 for Gilson. That's inside his entry time that we have on our start sheets. So hopefully good news for him, and he looks like he's very pleased with that swim as he clings to the lane ropes talking to his teammates. Heat 4. Another full house of swimmers in this one. Edward Gregory of Nova in 1. Teammate Timo Vasilyevs in 2. James Huckle of Lincoln Vulcan in 3. George Howard in 4 for the City of Leicester with his teammate Maxwell Burdett in lane 5. Repton's Gabriel Thursfield in 6. Robbie Duff of Lincoln Vulcan in 7. And Repton's Stephen Yankov in 8. So 2 Nova swimmers, 2 City of Leicester swimmers, 2 Lincoln Vulcans, and 2 Repton swimmers in this particular heat. And 34.04 from City of Leicester's George Howard in lane 4. Quickest down the first 50, but now Stephen Ankoff in lane 8, hitting the front, nearest to the gallery. But Robbie Duff of Lincoln Vulcans in lane 7 coming through strong in the final 20 meters or so. And it does look like Robbie Duff of Lincoln Vulcans trying to hold off City of Leicester's Maxwell Burdett in lane 5. It is Duff from Burdett and George Howard. 1, 2, 3 winning time, 1:13.66 for Robbie Duff. Once again, provisionally inside his entry time we have down on paper. So all being well for him, that is another lifetime best. Heat 5. Swimmers surface then for heat number 5. Kieran Lucy of South Lincolnshire in 1. Nova's Oliver Shooter in 2. George Cotton of Derby XL goes in 3. Harry Lucas in 4 for City of Leicester. Lucas's teammate Kai Alijazi in lane 5. Corey Butterall Quamborough in 6 for Bassett Law. Lane 7 is Cole Burke of Belper Marlin and Jackson Crabb of the City of Leicester in lane 8. Notification of disqualification. Event 105, heat number 2, lane 7. for a technical infraction. Already into the latter stages then of Heat 5. And again, a very close one in the golden lanes between Lucas in 4 and Al Hijazi in 5. City of Leicester teammates battling it out, but it looks like Kai Al Hijazi is going to take heat number 5 from Harry Lucas and George Cotton. Heat 6. Seven swimmers in Heat 6 then, with Rishan Shuhan of Sherwood in 1, Zachary Jones in 2 for Northampton, Evan Johnson of Belpermarlin in lane 3, Repton's Dominic Bartoletti in 4, Noah Dewsnap of Bassetlaw in lane 5, lane 7 belongs to Jack Harris of Derby XL, and Nova's Thomas Loughton in lane 8. 30.28 for Dominic Bartoletti in lane number 4. Over a second ahead of his nearest rival, who was Zachary Jones at the turn. But now Noah Dewsnap in lane number 5, applying the pressure into the final 15 meters. But Dominic Bartoletti of Repton looking strong, holding off the challenge from the rest of the field. And Bartoletti will take heat number 6. Dewsnap second, and Evan Johnson of Belpermarlin in third. 105.40 for Bartoletti. 107.6 his entry time. So looking across the board with some good swims. Heat number 7. Full complement then in Heat 7. Danny Barron Etwell in 1. Hinckley's Sebastian Casey in 2. William Oxley of the City of Leicester in 3, alongside his teammate Freddie Burdett in lane 4. James Nichols goes for Grantham in 5, with Daniel Heppelston in lane 6 for the City of Lincoln Pentaqua. And then South Lincolnshire occupy 7 and 8. Bradley Holland in 7, and Aaron Sadler in lane 8. Remember all these heats this afternoon. Swimmers trying to qualify in their age group for the final session, which kicks off at 4 p.m. this afternoon. And into the final 15 meters of Heat 7. And it's lane 7, Bradley Holland trying to catch up with Danny Barron out in lane 1. There have been some really good swims from lane 1 all day. And Danny Barron, the Etwall athlete there, Danny Barron takes heat number 7. And he provisionally shaves 2 seconds off his entry time on our start sheet. Bradley Holland is second, and Sebastian Casey in third place. Heat 8. Nova's Joel Harvey in 1, Worksop's Charlie Wheeler-Kay in 2, Billy Harding in 3 for Repton, Eddie Barron, Nottingham Leander in 4, Thomas Townsend of Repton in 5, Sam Green swims in 6 for Bassetlaw, Northampton's Jack Hurry in lane 7, and Joseph Sterland of Nova Centurion in lane 8. Dominant first 50 from Charlie Wheeler-Kay and Thomas Townsend. Those three athletes, those two rather, going under 30 seconds, and nobody else outside the 31-second barrier. So, dominant performance. Have they gone out too soon? Can the field reel them back in? Wheeler-Kay still in lane 2. Thomas Townsend in lane 5. Pressure coming from Jack Hurry in 7 and Joseph Sterland in 8. But it looks like Thomas Townsend in lane 5 will take heat number 8. And he does, from Jack Hurry and Joseph Sterland, the provisional 1, 2, 3. On to heat 9. In 1, we have Jacob Pemberton of Derby XL, Lucas Granville in 2 for Nova, Grantham's Jacob Fish in 3, Henry Jones swims in lane 4 for Dronfield, Kettering's Daniel Doyle in 5, Jared Collins in Sutton for Sutton in lane 6, alongside Jamie Love of Radford in lane 7, and Leicester Sharks' Thomas Blacklaws in lane number 8. Unfortunately lost the swimmer in lane 5, but we carry on. And Henry Jones in lane 4, setting the pace. Jones comes in with the fastest time on paper, and he's showing why that is. As in terms of 100-meter fly swimming, he blows away the rest of the field by 2.2 seconds, 103.09 for Jones. Heat 10. Joseph Greaves of Nova in lane 1. Adam Reed in 2 for Sutton, Cotton Forum's Oliver Rann in lane 3, Austin Manley of Repton in 4, South Lincolnshire's Alex Sadler in 5, Jensen Ward of Nottingham Leander in lane 6, lane 7 belongs to Oliver Henshaw of Belper Marlin, and Miles Willits of Repton in lane 8. Again, dominant swimming in lane 4 from Repton's Austin Manley. And Manley was one of the athletes who not so long ago was at the British trials. In fact, if memory serves correct, Manley was the youngest competitor at the GB Aquatics British Championships. And Austin Manley, sub 60 seconds for the 100 fly. Incredible swim from the Repton athlete. 14-year-old Austin swimming in the 14-year age category, and to clock under 60 seconds is quite remarkable. Heat number 11. Jack Bignell of Northampton in 1. Rushton's Albert Malsher in 2. Oscar Goldsmith in 4 for South Lincolnshire. City of Leicester's Lewis Fitch in 5. Martin Ironcoff of Repton in 6. Alex Bates goes in 7 for Chesterfield. And Owen Hathaway of Grantham swims in lane 8. .28.70 for Lewis Fitch at the midway mark in lane 5, but a great turn from lane 6. Martin Iankoff now hits the front with 25 to go. And into the final few meters that it is lane 4. Oscar Goldsmith coming from nowhere at the turn to take heat number 11. Iankoff second, and Alex Bates in lane 7 takes 3rd place. Heat 12. Heat 12 underway then. Aaron Warren in 1 from Northampton. Adam Fraser in 2 from Rushton. Lane 4 belongs to James Lake. Swimming for Loughborough. Daventry's Ryan Coles in 5. Eden Rowe in 6 for Northampton. And Kettering in lane 7 and 8. Curtis Minnie in 7. And Cole Angel in lane 8. Final 15 meters then already upon us. And it's lane 5's Ryan Coles from Daventry holding off the challenge from Adam Fraser in lane 2. And they will finish first, and Curtis Minnie gets the touch down in lane 7. But look at that, 1 minute .84 to 1:02.10, so literally 1.3 seconds separating first and 7th. You'd expect that from this level of athlete over 100 meters. Heat 13. We move into the first of our 3 seeded heats. Oliver Silver of Radford in 1. Luke Stevens in 2 for the City of Leicester. Mario Vasconcelos in lane 3 for Rushton. Lane 5 belongs to Sam Cook of Corby. Leanders Roman Levchenko in 6. Kyle Merriweather in 7 for Cotton Forum. And Noah Van Hoorbeek in lane number 8 from Chesterfield. So at the moment, it's Mario Vasconcelos in lane number 3 leading the way. Looking good to take heat number 13 and hopefully book his place in the final later on. But a good second 50 from Sam Cook in lane 5. Just touches out the Rushton swimmer into second place with Roman Levchenko in 3rd. Heat 14. Penultimate heat then of the 100 100 butterfly for the boys. Laura Roberts-Burrell of Nottingham Leander in 1, William Graham in 2 from Elton Mowbray, City of Lincoln Pentaquas, Ewan Cox in 3. Lewis Mitchell goes in 4 for Corby. Thomas Page of Nottingham Leander in lane 5, Cameron Jameson in 6 for Repton, James Annabelle in 7 from Wellingborough, and the City of Leicester's Ethan Ford in lane 8. Fastest seed in this one is Lewis Mitchell from Corby, 23-year-old, and he's in lane number 4. But at the moment, going really well in 6th is Cameron Jameson from Repton. It's going to be very close in this final 5 meters, though. Jameson just touched out by Lewis Mitchell, and Tom Page of Nottingham Leander finishes in 3rd. Our final heat is heat number 15. So final heat then. Lane number 1, Joseph Parnell, City of Lincoln Pentaqua, Derby Excels, Sebastian Ebanks in 2, Ethan Stoppett-Moss of Corby in 3, George Moore in 5 for the City of Leicester, Derby Excels, Ezra Lambert in 6, Jacob Mills in 7 for the City of Leicester, and Jake France of Worksop in lane 8. And it is Jake France at the moment nearest to the gallery who's pushing the envelope in this final heat. Jacob Mills coming through strong in lane number 7, and also George Moore in lane 5, powering their way to the front as well. Lane 2, God, difficult to call. It's going to be on the touch on the wall, and I can't call it, but George Moore gets there. Jacob Mills in 2nd and Jake Franz in 3. All but 2 athletes go in sub 60 seconds. And that concludes event 105. Just before we move on to our final event, please, can we thank all of the officials and volunteers for their help during this session? So, Corby, please put your hand together and show your appreciation for all our volunteer officials for their work this afternoon. And we now have the final event of session 2, which is event 106, the female 11 years and over, 400 meters individual medley. Here it is then, event 106, the female 11 years and over, 400 meters individual medley, heat 1. And away we go then with the first of 6 heats. Lane 1, Bronte Easy of Bassetlaw. Millen Merritt in 2 from Melton Mowbray. Naya Vernon in 3 from Nova Centurion. Bassetlaw's Isabel Rafferty in 4. Isabel Tagg of Nova in 5. Philippa Cutmore, Corby in 6. And Sophie Lane of the City of Leicester in lane 7. So those of you who have either listened to me commentate before will know my love of this 400 meters individual medley. It's never over till it's over. If you're leading after the first 100 fly, that may well not be the case, and more often than not isn't. So we'll love to see how these individual medleys develop, particularly over 400 meters. And it's always the breaststroke that proves the exciting leg. But in the butterfly, Isabel Rafferty of Bassetlaw showing her skill set. And it will be Rafferty at the quarter mark who turns ahead of Isabel Tagg. Sophie Lane in 7 and Philippa Cutmore in lane 6, the next to turn. On to the backstroke section of Heat 1. So you can see already Isabel Rafferty still going very, very well. But Isabel Tagg in lane 5, closing the gap a little bit on the backstroke now. Nice turn from both those swimmers in lanes 4 and 5. Philippa Cutmore in lane 6, battling her way with Naya Vernon now, who's found herself up into the top 4 spots. Vernon swimming for Nova Centurion in lane 3. And at the next turn, they will flip back onto their fronts for the all-important breaststroke section. But look at the ground that Isabel Tagg has made up on Isabel Rafferty. And they're going to turn pretty much neck and neck. 2:48.75 to 2:48.85 onto the breaststroke. And Isabel Tagg is away. Naya Vernon turning in 3rd place now, ahead of Philippa Cutmore. And Isabel Tagg of Nova Centurion trying, if she can, to put some space between herself and the Bassetlaw athlete in lane 4, Isabel Rafferty. Naya Vernon as well, still going very well in lane number 3, trying to get onto the toes of Isabel Rafferty, 1 lane to her left. But Tagg turns again. At the previous turn, it was 1/10 of a second difference between Rafferty and Tagg. And at that turn, it's almost 4 seconds. Rafferty will look to try and see if she can put a little bit more distance between herself. Sorry, Tagg will try and put some more distance between herself and Isabel Rafferty and use this breaststroke to her advantage. And Naya Vernon closing all the time on Isabel Rafferty. Philippa Cutmore and Sophie Lane looking strong as well on this breaststroke. Isabel Tagg's lead was 4 seconds at the last turn. We'll see if she's added to that as she turns into the freestyle portion. So 6 seconds is the advantage. onto heat 2. Away we go again then. Imogen Howitt of Bassett Law in lane 1. Daisy Tatlow-Turner in 2 for Chesterfield. Northampton's Orna Lett in 4. Charlotte Callahan-Wetton of Nova in 5. Zoe Ellis goes in 6 for the Leicester Sharks. Lincoln Vulcans' Emily Talks in lane number 7. And Connie Bunhiji of Derby XL in lane 8. .25 meters remaining of the fly leg, and going well is Orna Lett in 4 and Connie Bunhiji in lane 8. And as we already saw, the breaststroke section later on can make all the difference. So Lett and Bunhiji will be wanting to put as much distance as they can between themselves as the field as they move on to their back. Imogen Howitt and Daisy Tatlow-Turner, respectively, in lanes 1 and 2. Turn 3rd and 4th. But really powering her way further and further ahead on every arm pull is Orna Lett, in the blue and white hat of Northampton Swimming Club. Had a very strong butterfly leg, equally strong on her back. And Connie Bunhiji now giving way a little bit to Zoe Ellis in lane 6. So at the midway mark, it will be Orna Lett leading the way. Zoe Ellis will turn in 2nd, and then it could well be Daisy Tatlow-Turner in lane number 2, who's going to turn in 3rd place. On to the breaststroke we go. And while these athletes make their way down the first length of the breaststroke, we'll bring you some results. In fact, we'll bring you some finalists. Finalists then of the female 11 years and over 200 meter freestyle. The 14 years age group finalists are Isla Conyeralp of Repton, Orna Lett, Northampton, Maya Al-Mohamed, Nottingham Leander, Lydia Caudle, Repton, Olivia McCall, Repton, Janie Finch of City of Leicester, Maddie Walden of Northampton, and Maisie Lee Simpson-Dawson of Repton. Reserve finalists Bethany Henson of Colville and Evelyn Connor of Ripley. And looking back at the pool very quickly just shows you how important that first 100 was, because Orna Lett now is being caught on the breaststroke leg by Zoe Ellis and Connie Bunhiji. Back to the finalists for the 200 freestyle for the girls. 15 years age group finalists: Lily Rose Carr of Nova, Hannah Bruce, South Lincolnshire, Phoebe Adams of Northampton, Kiara Reeder, City of Leicester, Bo Cunningham Corby, Francesca Harrison, City of Leicester, Amy Walker of Worksop, and Jessica Lyons of the City of Leicester. Reserve finalists Adia Salako of Derby XL and Anna Clark of City of Leicester. The 16 years age group finalists: Grace Grindrod of Northampton, Jennifer Walker, Bassett Law, Janet Fung, Nova Centurion, Anna Tyres of Derby Excel, Alyssa Lowe, City of Leicester, Olivia Beard, Nova Centuria, Freya Jones of Nova Centuria, and Lily Hamilton of South Lincolnshire. Reserve finalists Abby Tunnicliffe of Derby Excel and Erin Ingram of Louth. And the 17 years and over age group, finalists Jessica Cater, Nova Centurion, Madison Emmett of Repton, Lucy Cadden, Derby Excel, Alexandra Boulat of City of Lincoln, Harriet Oxley, Repton, Annabelle Crease of Repton, Abby Mitchell, City of Leicester, and Lily Freeman of Northampton, with our reserve finalists Grace Wingham of Corby and Emily Parkins of Nova. Final 15 metres then, and on the freestyle leg, Ornelette powered away from the field, and she's going to win at a canter. Heat number 2. In comes the Northampton swimmer, 5:27.74 from Zoe Ellis, and it looks like, can Daisy Tatlow-Turner get the touch ahead of Connie Bunhiji for third? She can. Heat 3. Heat 3 underway then. Isabella Parsons-Loads of Repton in 1. Chesterfield, Sophie Martin in 2. Sophie Statham-Gill in 3 for the City of Leicester. Sadie Llewellyn of Repton in 4. Grace Turner of Grantham in 5. South Lincolnshire's Hannah Bruce is in 6. So as the girls make their way down the first fly length, let's bring you the results and the finalists for the 100 fly for the boys. So the open male finalists for the 11 years, 12 years age group: Mason Trainer of City of Leicester, Oliver Smith, Repton, Edward Gregory, Nova, Maxwell Burdett, City of Leicester, George Howard, City of Leicester, Stephen Yankov of Repton, Lincoln Wilson, Repton, and Harry Callahan-Wetton of Nova. Reserve finalists Aidan Horn of Corby and Connor Furnish of Long Eaton. A quarter distance gone in heat number 3 then. And it's Sophie Martin leading the way from Isabella Parsons-Loads and Grace Turner, lanes 1 and 5 respectively. On to the back they go, and back to the fly finalists we go. 13 years age group for the open male 100-meter butterfly. Finalists are James Huckle of Lincoln Vulcan, Timo Vasilyevs of Nova Centurion, Robbie Duff, Lincoln Vulcan, Noah Dewsnap, Bassett Law, Kai Al-Hijazi of City of Leicester, Jackson Crabb of City of Leicester, Arlo Hems-Gilson of Repton, and Ryan Doyle of Kettering. Reserve finalists Ayrton Porter, Repton, and Gabriel Thursfield of Repton. The 14 years age group finalists Sam Green, Bassett Law, Freddie Burdett, City of Leicester, Dominic Bartoletti, Repton, Austin Manley, Repton, Alex Bates, Chesterfield, Sebastian Casey of Hinckley, William Oxley of the City of Leicester, and Daniel Heppelston of the City of Lincoln Pentaqua. Reserve finalists Aaron Sadler of South Lincolnshire and Harry Lucas of the City of Leicester. The 15 years age group finalists Billy Hardin of Repton, Jack Hurry, Northampton, Miles Willits, Repton, Ethan Soppett Moss of Corby, Henry Jones, Dronfield, Thomas Townsend of Repton, Joseph Sterland, Nova Centurion, and Joel Harby, Nova Centurion. Reserve finalists Jacob Pemberton of Derby Excel and Jacob Fish of Grantham. On to the breaststroke leg in the pool. Sophie Martin still fractionally ahead in lane 2. But Grantham's Grace Turner now applying some pressure to the leader. 2 more finalists to bring you. The 16 years age group finalists for the 100 fly, the open male event. Cole Angel of Kettering, Eden Rowe, Northampton, Ewan Cox, City of Lincoln, Mario Vasconcelos of Rushden, Roman Levchenko of Nottingham Leander, Oscar Goldsmith, South Lincolnshire, Martin Ankov of Repton and Jack Bignell, Northampton. Reserve swimmers, Oliver Henshaw of Belper Marlin and Lucas Granville of Nova. And finally, the 17 years and over finalists for the 100 fly, Jake France of Worksop, Jacob Mills, City of Leicester, Cameron Jameson, Repton, Lewis Mitchell, Corby, Sam Cook, Corby, George Moore, City of Leicester, Tom Page of Nottingham Leander, and William Graham of Melton Mowbray. Reserve finalists Sebastian Ebanks of Derby XL and Luke Stevens of the City of Leicester. Once again, those finals will take place in our final session, which begins at 4 p.m. this afternoon. Sophie Martin maintaining her advantage, but that advantage has been closed not only by Grace Turner, but also a good swim by City of Leicester's Sophie Statham-Gill in lane 3. Just about 30 meters of freestyle left then for our athletes in Heat 3. Sophie Martin has led from the start. Into the final 10 meters then. And Sophie Martin will take heat number 3. A good freestyle leg from Grace Turner puts some distance between her and Sophie Statham-Gill. And Turner will be in second, and Statham-Gill finishes in third. 5:21.24, the winning time for heat number 3. Heat 4. So the fourth out of 6 heats then in this female 400 meters individual medley sees Francesca Hallam-Stott of Grantham in lane 1, Abby Mitchell in lane 3 for the City of Leicester. We then have Nova Centurion occupying lanes 4, 5 and 6, Livia Kingsland in 4, Philippa Hickman in 5 and Shay Stewart in lane 6. And finally, the fourth Nova Centurion athlete swims in lane number 8 in the shape of Aurelia Vavrisnovic. First of the 3 seeded heats then, at the end of these 400 meters individual medleys. Fastest seed in this heat is Nova's Livia Kingsland in lane 4. Third fastest swimmer overall. But on the fly leg, it's Pippa Hickman, teammate of Kingsland, showing her strength. But it's really interesting because Pippa Hickman's strength is definitely the breaststroke. Livia Kingsland, you would argue, strongest on the freestyle, and equally the back as well. So we'll see how this pans out. Livia Kingsland's going to want to try and put some distance between her and Hickman on this backstroke leg, because Hickman will come back hard on the breaststroke. Abby Mitchell of the City of Leicester going well, but also Aurelia Vavrisnovic in lane number 8. Vavrisnovic swimming is as a 15-year-old, whereas Hickman is in the 16 years age group, Kingsland a 19 years age group. So Vavrisnovic going ever so well. And in fact finds herself in second place at that last turn. Kingsland leads, Hickman in third, Vavrisnovic in second. But mark my words, watch Hickman on the breaststroke leg. Going well in lane number 1 is Francesca Hallam-Stott of Grantham. Let's see if Livia Kingsland has given herself enough breathing space as this breaststroke leg now begins. And already Pippa Hickman is eating into that lead. She's drawn level with Aurelia Vavrisnovic in lane 8. Powerful swimmers. Vavrisnovic fights back though down in lane 8, looking strong herself. And Livia Kingsland still ploughing her way in first position in heat number 4. So Livia Kingsland still maintaining her advantage, but Vavrisnovic and Hickman coming back strong. 25 meters to go. Can the two Nova teammates in lanes 5 and 8 close the gap enough to give themselves a chance on the freestyle leg? That gap has definitely closed from when they turned onto the breaststroke 100 meters ago. But Livia Kingsland still holding on. Pippa Hickman in second, Aurelia Vavrisnovic third, and City of Leicester's Abby Mitchell will turn in 4th place. Now you would think Livia Kingsland has the advantage on her freestyle, but you don't know how much that breaststroke leg has taken out of her. And Pippa Hickman is fighting hard. Abby Mitchell now hunting down Aurelia Vavrisnovic for 3rd place. But it looks like heat number 4 is going to come down to a battle between Nova teammates Kingsland in 4 and Hickman in 5. Mitchell turns in 3rd, Vavrisnovic now in 4th. And the experience of Livia Kingsland now showing with 25 to go. But Pippa Hickman does not know when she's beaten. She will continue to battle into the final 20 meters. But it does appear that Livia Kingsland has done enough. Kingsland in 1st, Hickman 2nd, and Abby Mitchell comes through into the final 5 meters to take 3rd place in heat number 4. Heat 5. Full complement in the penultimate heat sees Olivia Beard of Nova in lane 1 alongside teammate Freya Jones in 2. Grace McDonald goes in 3 for Grantham with Repton's Holly Robinson in lane 4. Darcy Platts of the City of Leicester in lane 5 with Jasmine Vaj in lane 6 for Repton. Corby's Lily Tappan is in 7 and lane 8 belongs to University of Nottingham's Madeline Soper. Fastest seed in this heat is Holly Robinson of Repton. And in fact, she's 10 seconds faster on paper than her nearest rival, Darcy Platts. So let's see whether or not Robinson can transfer that entry time into the pool. Down the first 100 though. Robinson not having it all her own way. As Yasmin Vaj of Repton in lane 6. It's given her a really good run for her money in that first 100-meter butterfly leg. On to the back they go. And 4 athletes all in contention at the moment. Robinson in 4, Platz in 5, Vargas in 6, and Lily Tappen in lane 7. Not a million miles behind either in lane 3 is Grace McDonald making a move on the backstroke section. And in fact, it looks like Grace McDonald may well be forging her way into second spot, with Madeline Soper going well from the University of Nottingham in lane 8. McDonald does turn second. And as ever, we look forward to the breaststroke portion of heat number 5, where anything can happen, and usually does. So a 5-meter advantage then for Holly Robinson equates to a 4-second lead in the pool from Grace McDonald and Darcy Platz, the 1, 2, 3. And here we go with the breaststroke. I mentioned about the fact that Holly Robinson was the quickest on paper. And indeed, 10 seconds quicker, I mentioned right at the start. And she's proving why, the athlete in lane 4 representing Repton. But as we expected, things behind Robinson are changing as Darcy Platz now finds herself occupying second place. And Madeline Soper of the University of Nottingham challenging Grace McDonald for that 3rd spot. But Holly Robinson was 4 seconds ahead the last time they turned at the diving board end. That's obviously going to be significantly more now. Platz turns in second place. McDonald in 3rd. And Holly Robinson will cruise to victory in heat number 5. Provisionally, of course. Don't want to overstep my mark. All these results are unofficial. And as Holly Robinson comes into the final 50 meters, I need to bring you a notification of disqualification. Event 106, heat number 2, lane number 7, for a technical infraction. 10 meters to go then for the Repton swimmer, all on her own, with a time which is going to be just underneath 5 minutes, 4:58.8 for Robinson. And that's going to be 13, 14 seconds ahead, indeed 14 seconds, 13 and a half we'll give it. Madeline Soper in second, and Darcy Platz rounds out the 1, 2, 3 in heat number 5. Our final heat of this session is heat 6. And away we go. Jessica Cater of Nova Centurion in lane 1. Northampton's Lily Freeman in 2. Lily Rose Carr of Nova in 3. Eleanor Broughton in 4 for Repton, alongside her teammate Lydia Caudle in lane 5. Third Nova swimmer in heat 6 is Chloe Daybell in lane 6. Alice Streeter goes in 7 for the City of Leicester, alongside her teammate Francesca Harrison in lane 8. So the fastest seed in this 400 metres individual medley field swims in lane number 4, Eleanor Broughton of Repton. And she's 9 seconds quicker on paper than any other swimmer in this 6th and final heat. But after the first 90 metres, it's Lydia Caudle, the 14-year-old from Repton, who is laying down a marker as she turns onto her back. Caudle from Broughton, and in third place at the moment is Francesca Harrison of the City of Leicester in lane 8. Lily Freeman going well in 2, as is Lily Rose Carr in lane number 3. And Lydia Caudle continues her assault on heat number 6 and doesn't show any signs of slowing down after the first 50 of the backstroke. "20 metres remaining then, up to the halfway point of heat 6. And Caudle definitely laying down a marker. See how Eleanor Broughton and the rest of the field can respond. Third place is a neck-and-neck battle between Lily Freeman in 2, Lily Rose Carr in 3, and Francesca Harrison in 8. And it will be Harrison who turns marginally ahead of the other two. In fact, looking at the score, Lily Rose Carr turns in 3rd there. On to the breaststroke leg we go. Caudle looking to add to her advantage, and Broughton will be eager to try and claw that back. These two Repton athletes showing the field how it's done, and if anything, Lydia Caudle looks to be extending her advantage. Lily Freeman, Lily Rose Carr and Francesca Harrison, lanes 2, 3 and 8 respectively, still battling for 3rd spot. But I don't think they're going to have enough to catch either of the leaders. 130 metres remaining then, and Lydia Caudle has led from the front since the start of heat 6. Eleanor Broughton now trying to swim as close to that lane rope as she can to try and get on the wave of her teammate out in lane number 5. And Lily Rose Carr coming back and closing the gap herself on 2nd place. Trying to put a little bit of distance between herself and Lily Freeman in 2 and Francesca Harrison in 8. But the gap turning into the final 100 metres is 3.5 seconds for Caudle. And Lydia Caudle does not show any signs of fatigue at this stage. Lydia Caudle came into this meet with her time on paper as 5:01. And she's going to be close to going under that 5-second barrier. It will be close. Needed to do around about a 30-second last 50, which at the end of a 400-metre individual medley is no mean feat. 25 to go then. No doubt who's winning this one. Lydia Caudle swimming away from the competition. She's going to qualify easily for the final, and can she get under that magic 5-minute barrier? It's going to be so close. On the touch. Oh, 5 minutes, 0.26 for an incredible performance by the Repton athlete. Eleanor Broughton's going to come in second place, and Lily Rose Carr will take third for Nova Centurion. But what an incredible outing there for Lydia Caudle of Repton. And as our final swimmers finish off heat number 6. Show me you're still alive, Corby. Give the swimmers a huge round of applause. As that concludes session number 2, we will bring you the finalists for those 400 meters individual medleys very soon. Warm-up for session 3 begins at 3:30, which gives us 40 minutes or so to catch our breath, get some fresh air, and get ready for the finals. Once again, a huge thanks to our officials in the white and our volunteers in the light blue and the black t-shirts that you see around poolside. Another fantastic session comes to a close.